There you go. So keep it on speaker if you will, Tom. And
So we're using my microphone?
yep.
Can you hear me, Joey?
Yeah, but you got to sit down. I can't. I'm looking at your phone.
Sit down and shut up.
That was a nice way of putting it.
I just told the story of how we met, how you came into the convened meeting late, you turned your tent card where I could see your name.
Yeah.
You signed up for the Eagle Zine, and that all started there. So I mentioned briefly, but just a little bit of your background. Where'd you grow up? How'd you end up in Fort Worth?
Well, I was born at Mercy Hospital, Sacramento, in 1964. As I understand it, moved to Hazel, Texas, when I was about 3 months old. And later on in life, my dad moved to Arlington, and since then I've just moved about 15 miles west of Fort Worth, where we started the business and where we've kind of grown our family up.
But you were an orphan, right?
You know, I don't know that I'm an orphan, or I was an orphan, but my mother abandoned the family at a really, really early age, and my father died when I was 8. So from there on, we kind of put pieces together on our own as we went along.
Okay. So he did what a lot of you men in here did. You married up. So you met Kay Mill. She was recently divorced, had a little baby, right? You fell
Correct.
in love.
Yes.
You went to marry. Do you mind telling that story? How the father wouldn't...
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, maybe I should ask permission to tell all that first, Tom.
Okay.
But I can tell you this, is that I walked into... Do y'all have Dave & Buster's? Is there Dave & Buster's all around the country? St.
Yeah.
Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah. I walked into a Dave & Buster's, and my wife was she was a promoter or a model for Budweiser, and I walked in. I stood in line for like 20 minutes just to say hello, and so got to know her a little bit, and then obviously when I met Chelsea, I fell in love with both of them, and ironically, our 25th anniversary is this Friday.
They said it'd never last.
Yeah. A lot of people said it would never last. You're right.
How old was Chelsea when you met Kay Mill?
She was 10 months old.
Wow. Okay. Turned into a beautiful lady, married a successful real estate person, and they're teamed up now, right?
That's correct. They're doing really well. Things, as you know, the real estate business is good, and it's really good in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. Yeah, they're doing really well. We're real proud of them.
And so then you had 2 children.
I have 3.
Well, I mean, Danton, right?
Danton. I have 2 adult children. I have 2 adult children. Kelsey's 26, or just a little, about 26, and Danton's 24.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then Caden came along?
Caden came along. It was 10-year anniversary. I went to St. Lucia for a week, came back with a permanent souvenir.
Where did your Christian experience come from? Whoop.
I'll tell you, Tom. My stepmother, when I was 6, my father remarried before he passed away, and that's where I first experienced someone in relationship with Christ. I didn't know what that meant, and I was totally against it for a long, long time. Forced, if you will, to go to church and do those things. And I think the real relationship began when I was 29 years old. What I believe. I was baptized at 14, but I believe that the real relationship began when I was 29 years old.
A particular thing happened that struck you, or just happened?
Yeah. Danton was an infant and got a really, really high fever, and they, like we do when things are out of our control, we start making deals with people we think can help us, and the Lord came through as He always does, and instead of the doctor saying he's probably not going to make it, to kicking and screaming and going like a house afire today. So that's where, I mean, that's the first time I ever really got on my knees and said, okay, I can't fix this. I don't know what to do. Would you help me?
What's going to happen around August 7th or 8th this year?
Well, Tom, we've decided that Camille and Caden, our youngest child, we've decided that we're going to, after 25 years, 20 plus years of vacationing in Puerto Vallarta, we've decided that we're going to make a permanent move. Well, a 1-year move. We're going to move down there, and I'm going to commute back and forth to Fort Worth for a year and put our child in a what they call a Spanish only. I don't know their vernacular, but Spanish only school, and get him immersed. And I'm gonna learn a lot of things. I'm gonna master deep sea fishing. we're gonna do. I'm gonna do all those things that I've been wanting to do, and take a year and just really get my mind focused to. As you know, I'm 53 years old, and I'm looking to get everything lined up where I can make a big, strong finish.
So how did you end up getting in real estate development, construction?
I was 13 years old, driving, or actually pushing my bike, which had encountered a pothole, pushing it home, and I bumped into a gentleman that was dressed up really nice, washing the driveway off of the water hose. And I offered to do it for $1, and he said no, he'd pay $0.25, so I kept on going. Came back today and said I'd do it. He said I said I'll wash your driveway today for 75 cents. He said no, I'll pay you $0.25. He said, but I got 8 driveways that need to be washed. I look back on that; those driveways were clean as a whistle. They didn't need to be washed, but I made $2 that day washing 8 driveways, and I worked for Mr. Mitchell for 9 years prior to starting our own company. He taught me a lot of stuff about life and obviously the building business.
So when did Sheldon Homes get started?
November 1989.
And
When we
tell me about it.
I'm sorry?
Tell us about Sheldon Homes. What are you doing?
Well, actually, we incorporated under a name called Optima Builders Incorporated, and we were sued on a trademark infringement out of Chicago in 2001 when our company grew to be one of the top 100 home building, the top 120 home building companies in America in 2002. We came out in some magazine. They came out just behind us. We always said that upset them that we were higher in the magazine. But the fact is we were infringing on a trademark, a patented name out of Chicago. Sheldon is after I think 46 applications to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for different names that we had come up with our marketing firm. I had a mortgage company called Sheldon, and someone asked me, "How'd you get that name, Sheldon?" And I said, "Well, it's playing on my children's name, Chelsea and Danton." Sheldon. There it is. And so we went to trademarking that name in every kind of real estate vernacular business that we can think of. I mean, if it's commercial real estate, we've got Sheldon. If it's collecting rents, we've got Sheldon, and that's how it's begun. And it was quite a big splash in 2003 and 4. Our business doubled in a year just based on an advertising campaign throughout Texas, talking about you probably haven't seen it, but if you Google it, you can see these pictures of kids, not my kids, but pictures of kids like this all over the state on billboards. Long before the internet, of course, we would never put up a billboard. Now we don't think they work, but that's how we got the name Sheldon.
Okay.
So out of some what I thought was earth-shattering adversity became, something that's really been good for our family and our business. It gives us something to talk about with our customers and the public.
Yeah, you're touching a lot of lives. I mentioned about the fundraiser you had in your backyard with Sawyer Brown. Where's that money?
We just got another $2,500 in today from somebody who don't even know. It's just been, like you say, like you always say, if you can wave your magic wand,
Yeah.
what would you ask for? And what we asked for was certainly exceeded, and is quite the story, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And those of you in the audience, if you look at that sheet where it says you have a moral obligation to make a positive difference in everybody's life, tell the story about you going to get your gas and the credit card wouldn't work and you ran into Norcut. Tell that story.
Well, at the time I was a busy executive, an important person that had a lot of things to do. You pull into the gas station on two wheels and whip up to the pump, fire your American Express in there, and you get out and you jump in, you go to where you think people believe you're important. That guy. Wow. And credit card wouldn't work. I went in, told the lady, I said, look, just turn the pump on, here's my credit card. She said, sir, I can't do that. You'll have to give me an amount. And I said, well, I don't know how much gas the car's going to take. And she said, I'm going to fill it up. And she said, well, just give me an amount. I said, okay, $60. And I don't know why I came up with $60 because I drive a truck. It always holds more than that. But so anyway, I'll go out and get the gas, come back. I have to go back in to sign the receipt, And I look back there, and David Norcott's sitting behind the counter, beat, battered, no legs, crashed wheelchair, broken telephone, just like this. I walked out, and I thought, gosh, what a bad deal, but I got stuff to do.
Because you were important.
Yeah, I was the important guy. I got in my truck, and the Spirit just told me, said, Joey, just go give him your phone number. I took the business card out, and I wrote my cell phone number on it. I walked back in there, and I said, hey, man, looks like you could use some help. If I can do anything for you, call me. This is my cell phone number. Well, it was 6 weeks later. I didn't know it at the time, but he'd wrecked his wheelchair, broke the wheel, and just got it fixed. And that was his life. I guess an eighth of a mile electric wheelchair, rolled down to the Chevron gas station on the corner to get his coffee, talk to somebody, and roll back to his isolation where he was trapped. Fact of the matter is, the store got robbed, and he got knocked out of the chair again, and so he was waiting on, in his words, I'm waiting on the short bus to come get me. 6 weeks later, he calls me, and he says, I have nowhere else to go, nowhere else to do, don't know what to do. I'm at the end. I said, what the hell does that mean? And he says, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, well, and of course, I hope this doesn't shock a bunch of people. Tom, you know me. And I said, my response was, well, if you're going to kill yourself, don't waste my time. I got other things to do. And I said, if you can give me 30 minutes, I'll be wherever you are, if it's within 30 minutes. And he said, yeah, this is my address. And I showed up, and we just talked. He just wanted somebody to hear him. His wheelchair was broke. He's a double amputee above the knee. He couldn't get out. He was stuck. No job, no life, no nothing. The drug habit, alcohol, and just whatever you can think of that would be tough. Today, you know the story. He's a Special Olympian. He's the elite trainer for all of the Western Metroplex. Not all of the Western Metroplex, but one of the top 3 or 4 amputee trainers for the YMCA. He has his own coaching, self-help kind of thing, and he has his own struggles, but we gave him a job. I just said, hey, you just need a job. And so we taught him to work, and we gave his dignity back. I didn't realize it at the time, Tom, but he told me, that's just been over 11 years ago. But he told me, he said, you gave me my dignity back when you gave me the job to earn my own money, to do my own stuff, and and all the things along the way that you would do. He wears $80,000 legs. I mean, I tell him he's got more expensive shoes than K-Mill.
More expensive shoes than his wife. That's an amazing story of making a difference, touching a life. And all because God winked and the Holy Spirit got a hold of you and said, go back and say hi. Is that the bottom line, isn't it?
That's the bottom line.
Yeah. You took me out to show, you bought him a car. You showed me his car.
Yeah.
And touched his life
Got him
forever.
car,
Yeah.
got him whip.
Mhm.
You know, we've done all of the things. We've done all the things that you would do for somebody that you love, and you know, when they can't do it for themselves. And now frankly, he's self-sufficient. I mean, he's doing, you know, I guess, you know, now he's on to helping others.
Yeah, making a difference. Let's hear it for Joey Goss. Woo-hoo! Thank you, Joey.
All right, thank you, Tom.
Love you.